This is The Scoop for Wednesday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. Florida executed 2 people yesterday. In the rare double execution, the state put Dominic Anthony Ochicone to death about 5 hours after James Aaron Duckett was pronounced dead. A flurry of emergency applications and petitions were turned down the past few days at the federal level, including the U.S. Supreme Court yesterday. 80-year-old Ochicone became the oldest inmate executed by the state since the death penalty was reinstated in 1976. Floridians for Alternatives to the Death Penalty described the twin executions as an unprecedented escalation of the state's use of the death penalty. Grace Hanna, executive director of Floridians for Alternatives to the Death Penalty, said Florida continues to expand the use of capital punishment despite mounting evidence that it is not what Floridians want. More people are now eligible for Polk County's health care plan. Income eligibility has gone up from 200% to 300% of the federal poverty level, potentially opening the door to care from nearly 19,000 more people. Joy Johnson is the Health and Human Services Administrator for the Polk Board of County Commissioners.
What's great is that because this program is locally administered and there's local oversight, those changes can be made at the local level. That's that fluctuation in the income limits or other types of program changes that might need to be made based on what's happening here locally and what we're seeing in the economy, for example.
The program is funded by a half-cent sales surtax, not property taxes, and county officials say they do not expect a November homestead tax exemption amendment to directly affect it.
We are going to track and follow what is happening, the increase in membership, the increase in expenses, and we have budgeted for it. Before we plan to go down this path, we look to see if we could sustain this over the next few years.
According to Johnson, about 5,900 people are currently enrolled, but that number could rise to as many as 7,000 to 8,000 in the next year as people move on and off the plan. You can apply at polkhealthcareplan.net. A new report shows Hillsborough County is among the top 10 Florida counties making the most significant progress in reducing childhood poverty. WMNF's Chris Young reports there's still more work to be done.
The report from the Florida Chamber of Commerce uses data from the U.S. Census Bureau's American Community Survey estimates for poverty rates and various demographic indicators. The latest analysis shows that between 2023 and 2024, the population of children living in poverty in Hillsborough County went from nearly 53,000 to 49,000, a decline of about 4,000 children. But more than half of Florida's over 711,000 children living in poverty live in just 15% of Florida's zip codes. Florida Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Mark Wilson says that's a problem, especially here in Hillsborough County.
You have 51 zip codes, but more than half of the kids in poverty live in only 10 of Hillsborough County zip codes. So imagine if businesses, philanthropic leaders, policy leaders, the media, imagine if we all work together to say, where are those kids? What do they need? And how can we put them on a pathway to get out of poverty?
Find a link to the full report on WMNF.org. Chris Young, WMNF News.
Early in-person voting begins Monday in some counties, including Hillsborough and Hendry. The only thing you have to bring is photo identification. Pasco County Elections Supervisor Brian Corley says you can even use your student ID.
The most common right now is going to be your driver's license. That's what 99.99% of voters use, but it can be like a military ID. It can be even a debit credit card. It has to be something that's a photo and signature ID.
Corley says new laws will limit the accepted ID types starting next year. Right-wing Israeli activists are ramping up their fringe campaign to establish Jewish settlements inside Syria by staging frequent incursions across the border. The Israeli army has been occupying the area in southern Syria for a year and a half, but the regular forays by civilian settler groups are a newer development. The settlers are part of a group called the Pioneers of Bashan. The Israeli military says it has repeatedly condemned the group for diverting troops' attention from military operations and compromising their security. And finally, the Irish actor and musician Glenn Hansard has died. According to the BBC, he died in a motorcycle crash this morning in his home city of Dublin. He won the Best Song Oscar for the 2007 low-budget musical film Once for the film Falling Slowly. Again, Irish actor and musician Glenn Hansard has died. It'll be breezy with scattered showers and thunderstorms today, highs in the mid-80s. Partly cloudy with late-night showers or thunderstorms tonight, overnight lows in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, breezy with scattered thunderstorms, highs in the mid-80s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.